Hey, what's up everybody? Vino Mike here, part of Quarantine Vino Club. We're in week 2, round 2. The crew this week is a 4-man crew. So we got 3 wines each that we're blind tasting. And this wine in this video comes from Super Jessico. So let's get into this. You know, the cool thing about the Quarantine Vino Club and this blind tasting challenge is that the wine can be anything at all. And because it can be anything at all, we can do these wines one at a time. When you're in the sommelier exam and you're blind tasting, you've got all the wines right in front of you at once. And one of the strategies that you want to do is, you know, at least I do this, I think most people would agree, you look at all of the wines first, and then you pick each one up and you give it a quick whiff. Just because you might actually pick up on something in one of those wines that you're like, oh man, this wine, number 3, this is Barolo for sure. Just on that first whiff, or at least kind of clues you in on that, so that when you do the wine prior to that, you don't start going down the rabbit hole and call something Barolo, and then you go on to the next wine and you're like, oh man, this is Barolo, because they're all going to be different. They're not going to give you a double up, or a Barolo versus Barbaresco in the same flight or anything like that. So, but anyway, here we go. So the Super Jessico wine got some really beautiful sunlight finally here in Chicago today, and it's 70 something degrees outside. So just really perfect. Perfect weather for early April. So this is, it's a clear and nearly star bright, like a solid day bright wine. Looks really clean, really beautiful, like kind of ruby core that fades out to almost this electric pinkish ruby rim. Not really violet or purple, but definitely some pinkish. There's definitely a little bit of concentration here, some staining as I move it around a little bit. You know, again, I've said this in previous videos, you can learn so much by looking at the wine, observing the color of it, the concentration, the tears that come down the side, the viscosity, can really clue us in on perhaps the climate, and a little bit of the winemaking technique involved, if there was any, and a little bit about the grape also. This is a really pretty color, and I'm guessing that it's going to have a really pretty bouquet, pretty aroma. I'm expecting like violets and flowers when I smell this, just by looking at it, picturing what it might smell like, what it might taste like. So losing a little sunlight here. It must be a cloud going by. Let's see if we can up the lighting here a little bit. Trusty map of Italy in the background. Man, super beautiful nose. So anyway, let's get back to make a viscosity call on this thing. And I would say, whoa, we got a cameo appearance. Ursula, cool.
You're Ursula, Daddy.
All right, I'm making a little wine video here, buddy. Do you want to say hi to the people? All right.
Let me see who you are, Daddy.
Man, this really smells great. So yeah, all right, viscosity, I'm gonna go with, you know, medium plus on this. So, all right, on the nose, the wine is clean and correct. It smells vibrant and somewhat youthful, like black cherries, blackberry, dark fruits, not inky black and ripe, but this isn't like cherries and strawberries. It's not like tart or anything, just mixed dark berries. Smells good. This is well made. The fruit is really ripe and sweet. Some secondary notes in this wine. Right off of the bat, when I smelled it, there's spices and there's some herbal qualities to the wine also. I mean, vanilla and mocha. You know, we're going to get right into the oak first. It's, you know, what I want to talk about the most from smelling this wine. It's super hard right now to get in there and talk about a lot of earth or rockiness or minerality, things of that nature. Right now, this is just screaming a lot of fruit and some significant oak, which is really nice. It's not overpowering. They're really in balance together. And it's really, really pretty. But yeah, little green, little like green herb, a little bit of bell pepper, fresh garden herbs, thyme, a little bit of pepper. I know I said bell pepper, but just a little like fresh black pepper, maybe even some white pepper, but just a little pepperiness coming through. Got that sunlight back. Going au naturel in the lighting department again. Like the technical director, the producer, the actor, because this is acting here, you know, blind tasting. Giving it our best shot, right? All right, let's taste this sucker. The wine is dry. Medium plus in body. Fruits are all there. Like those darker fruits that we were talking about. A little bit more red on the palate, maybe even some red currant. Black cherries. Red currant, black cherries, little blackberry. Not a whole lot of flowers for sure. It's got a really beautiful bouquet, and the palate, it tastes really great, but it's not overly, you know, romantic with floral qualities by any means. Nice spice element on the palate also. I would definitely confirm the oak, presence of oak on this wine. Definitely some new barrel involved in the production of this thing. This is not a stainless steel produced Vino. Yeah, a little bit smoky, a little bit meaty. A little peppery. That green herb. Medium plus alcohol, medium acid, medium plus finish. So kind of full-bodied, a little bit lower acid, a little bit warmer alcohol, kind of a warm climate, ripe, got new oak. This thing to me is screaming the New World. Possible grape varieties for me are Cabernet Sauvignon and Syrah. These are just some possibilities that I've been thinking about while tasting it. You know, maybe a blend, maybe like a Syrah Cat blend, to be honest. Anything is on the table here, so I'm trying to not get too pigeonholed with only classic wines and trying to decipher, you know, you definitely get this pepperiness and this meatiness, but there's this green element to the wine that you would get from like Cabernet. But the tannin, which I don't think I talked about really on the palate, is not super high, not really grippy. I don't think this is like classic Napa Cabernet. If it's California Cabernet straight up, it's kind of a entry-level, everyday drinking California Cab. I know I would definitely enjoy drinking it. got this extract. I mean, the color is definitely ruby. It's not super dark and super violet. Definitely more ruby. This is really good. And when I say entry level, I don't think this is like a $10 wine by any means. This is really well made, lavish new oak. You know, if it's Cabernet, I would have to go with like Benchland. I would have to go Napa Valley, and I'd have to go Benchland, like in Oakville or Yountville, Rutherford, you know, something of that nature. It's so soft. That fruit from Napa that's down on the valley floor is really soft, more silky. Fruit coming from the mountains, so much more powerful, and especially in terms of tannin. And the wine is just more rugged and more of a beast. And this is like very elegant and very soft. Could it have some Syrah in it? Yeah, maybe, you know. I mean, if we're going to call this a Cabernet, Napa Valley Cab, you know, it could have 5%, 10% Syrah, whatever. But low battery. Sorry, got the low battery signal up there. So I think the final call is going to be that this is a wine from the New World. The age range, I'm going to say, is 3 to 5 years, leaning more towards the youthful side. Warm climate, not super hot climate, but warm climate, kind of temperate. Really in this cab. It's going to be hard to talk me out of Cabernet here for the final. All this beautiful new oak. All right, final conclusion. This is a Cabernet Sauvignon. It is from the Napa Valley, and we'll go ahead and call this from Oakville, vintage 2017. Final conclusion. Thanks, Super Jessico, for sharing this. And be sure to check out Super Jessico tasting, Mooch tasting, and of course Bevuma tasting, John Butera, the Whiny Traveler. He had to sit out this week, but he'll be back soon. So, all right.